All right, the world's richest man, it's not L. Jackson, it's Elon Musk, has hit the pause
Am I like
button.
the second?
You're, I think, the third.
Okay.
Hit the pause button on his takeover on Twitter. I called this. Elon Musk tweeted he's putting the deal on hold until he can find out for sure how many spam and fake accounts are on the site, and if they really make up fewer than 5% of users. He did follow up, tweeting he's still committed to the acquisition, but many people are saying this is a tactic to drive down the $44 billion price tag of his takeover, or as reason to eventually back out completely. So he was told that the bots only represented fewer than 5%. And that way he realized he could make money if we monetize Twitter. He's now hearing that bots are way more than 5%. And he's saying, I might back out of the deal. Is this an excuse just to get Musk out of there? Because Twitter is now, shares are dropping. What do you think? Is this a panic run?
Well, I just find it interesting that he got the real information now.
Yeah.
You know, usually when I drop $44 billion, if you were going to buy a Civic,
I feel like you should.
Wouldn't you have all the information? You'd be like, oh, a couple weeks later, I learned this important thing about it.
Yeah, it doesn't go.
You have to pedal with your feet. No, that's something you would know before you plunk down $44 billion. There were so many articles written when this, and you called it. You called it, Tori, that he was not going to go through with this. This was grandstanding. This is a way to get his name in the news. It absolutely worked. All the sites that I listened to were like, this is nonsense. And here we are with I didn't know Twitter had bots. Otherwise, I'd have been in.
You think he would have done?
That's all Twitter is.
And we know that.
Yeah.
You think he would have done his due diligence. Now, the interesting thing is also he keeps saying, I'm going to use Tesla shares to buy Twitter. Well, Tesla shares are dropping, and there might be now not enough shares for him to buy Twitter. Oh,
so then he'll have to back out of the deal, and he still maintains his credibility with his Joe Rogan audience. Like, hey, bro, I wanted to buy it, but I was smoking some weed and I forgot. Like he's backing out of the deal, but he gets credit for doing it, and that's what he wants. He wants to look like this maverick, but when it was time to throw down that money, he backed up.
He did,
and we all saw it.
Let's see. Let me know on YouTube or on the app if you think he's actually going to go ahead with this. I think the deal's going to not happen. I really do, but I could be wrong, and I'd love to hear it. Also about Elon, he's making headlines for comments he made about American workers and their work ethic compared to Chinese workers. So take a look at this.
There's just a lot of super talented, hardworking people in China that are strongly believe in manufacturing, and they won't just be burning the midnight oil; they'll be burning the 3 a.m. oil. Whereas in America, people are trying to avoid going to work at all.
So I have a lot to say about this. One thing is, if you didn't know, he is a Shanghai factory, Elon Musk, and it's called the Gigafactory. The nickname is Giga Sweatshop. They have a closed loop system where while locked inside the factory, workers are reportedly made to work 12-hour shifts 6 days in a row and then sleep on the factory floors. And at some point, they're not allowed to leave the building. Sort of like a prison. What do you think? So his response to American workers looking what I think is for a good work-life balance in response to being lazy as opposed to this, which to me seems like a sweatshop, is a little off the mark.
I think I speak for a lot of folks. I'm tired of billionaires telling people that they're lazy. You talk about being born on third base. He was in the dugout after crossing home plate when he was born.
Yeah. An emerald mine heir, just so you guys know, in South Africa and Zambia. This man was born to billions. Go ahead.
Literally born on top of it.
Yeah.
And so, I'm so tired of this narrative that Americans are lazy. It's not a thing. It is something that there is a certain collective of people that is trying to drive this narrative. That it's always just not like back in the old school days when people worked hard for a living. It's like jobs have changed. People aren't so much working in coal mines and on assembly lines, but they are working 3 or 4 jobs, doing Uber, doing graphic arts on the side, raising their kids, maybe doing a WAG, walking dogs on Saturdays. It's just work just looks different. I'm so tired of this corny narrative that we're lazy from him.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, maybe if he wasn't so lazy, he could find out that Twitter's got some bots on there.
Good call. And miss me with that whole working the 3 a.m. midnight oil. There are suicides in Asian countries of overworking. There are nets put down for people who throw themselves over building for overworking. This is not a safe environment. I don't think it's a very fair environment.
The messaging is important.
Exactly.
Yeah, go to work. Don't do what you want to do. Go to work. Stop being lazy. It's a very dangerous narrative to push.
Right, and that's where you'll find your dignity. Wow. Let us know what you guys think.